Thank
Yeah.
you.
And we are live. Hello, entrepreneurs. This is Joe DeChara coming to you live from downtown Flushing once again with another amazing version of how you can win big at business. And tonight, as you can see, the pretty lady sitting next to me virtually is here to help out. And if you don't know who I am, that's fine. Just do a separate share. My name is Joe DeChara. I'm a CPA, out of the box thinking, serial entrepreneur, and I love showing people how they can make money in their business. And tonight, my new friend, uh, Gina.
Genie.
Genie Goodwin. Oh my God, I spent so much time preparing for this. Genie Goodwin is going to show us another way that you could find the path to cash in your business. And, she might not think of it that way, but you'll find out after you hear about her and what she does. But to me, when people like Genie do what they do, it makes it easier for people like me and hopefully you to run your business. So, I just met Jeannie a couple of days ago. And so I really don't know that much about her, to be honest with you. So I'm going to let Jeannie take over now, introduce herself. And I'm interested in learning about how she can help us.
Oh,
Hi, Jeannie.
Hi. Well, thank you, Joe, for having me. I appreciate it, especially since we've just met. I very much enjoy the work that you do, and I'm hoping that you and your audience will very much enjoy the work that I do. So I am a certified high performance coach, certified under the High Performance Institute, and I am a relationship expert because my belief is that every problem in life is actually a relationship problem. Sometimes it's like an internal problem. I'm stuck, I'm scared, I'm confused, I'm frozen. Sometimes it's an external problem. I hate my boss, my team hates me, I can't get the support that I need to move my agenda forward. Sometimes it's an intimate problem. I work really, really hard. I love my partner with all my heart, and I get home, I got nothing left, and we're losing it. We're losing the love and the connection. And sometimes it's an eternal problem, that internal, like, what on earth am I here for? Where's my purpose? But in my mind, every problem in life is a relationship problem. And so I have been coaching for almost 30 years.
Wow.
Before coaching was even an industry.
I was going to say that's so you were coaching before there were even coaches.
Before they certainly called themselves coaches. Yeah, I was definitely doing it. And it's not because I wanted to be a coach. It's because it is who I am. It is how I process. It is the thing that makes my life worth living, helping somebody figure out how to step up to the next level in their life and make it fun and easy and fast. Oh, yes, that's what I adore doing. So it's a long time.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot. And you didn't even talk about the high performance part, really. Because that, and I'm not, putting what you do lightly, but there's a lot of people that do relationship coaching, and they might not call it relationship coaching, but you are a high performance relationship coach.
I am.
So when I looked at that, I said, what do you mean by high performance? Let's define that.
Beautiful. Well, high performance is defined by performing above the norm over the long term without it costing you your well-being, your relationships, your finances, or your health. So it's living in this place above the norm without ever burning out. And of course, in the midst of all that, you can already tell if you don't have the relationships that support you and push your dream forward, whether it's an internal or an external, you can't be a high performer. So this marriage of high performance and relationship, for me, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect, because in order to be a high performer, you must absolutely have the ability to influence others. Well, what's that but relationships, right? Have the ability to influence you. Yes, because if you can't move you, you're not going to move anybody around you, right?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I live with a woman that says that if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else.
That's right.
And then she added today her 5 like chief principles of success, and number 2 is relationships.
There you go.
So I'm tuned into what you're talking about now. And, I'm intrigued because, well, a couple of reasons, and I don't want to get off that. I want to tell people really a little bit about who you are, because before we went on, I asked you, I said, what do you want to get out of this time, on a Facebook Live? People are going to be watching. I don't know how many, but sometimes people like to be interviewed because they have something to sell. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's fine. I'm a business guy. If you don't have something to sell, you're not in business.
That's right.
But what you said really said a lot about you. And it was basically that you want people to walk away from this. Well, I'll let you say it. Can you just repeat what you...
Thank you. My desire is, if anyone has any kind of an interaction with me, their life is bettered in some way. They walk away with some tools or some hope or some joy or some strategies that they can go try and make a difference in their life, and preferably quickly. I like quick, fast breakthroughs. That's just who I am. My original coach training was with Tony Robbins. So, the Breakthrough King. I was on Tony Robbins' volunteer crew for over 10 years. So just helping people break through to the next level fast and then hang on to it. So where it's a transformation of their soul and their habit patterns, where life is just this stairway of getting better and better and better and better. This makes my heart beat. So that's any interaction anybody has with me. My desire is that life gets a little bit better.
And that's awesome. And I believe, and that's what I said introducing you, that when you do that for somebody, you open up the gates of anything. And what I'm saying is unlimited potential, unlimited opportunities. And if you're in business, then you get to make a lot of money.
Yes.
And so I'm sold already. I don't know if you have anything to sell, but I'm sold.
And that's right. And that's good. It was Zig Ziglar who said, the more people you can help, the wealthier you will be. Right.
And I live by that.
Yes.
I'm like, and, so I do this. I don't get paid for this, not yet anyway, but I love doing this. I love doing this, and hopefully I'm helping people. Well, I know I am, because just having you on is going to help whoever watches this.
Oh,
so
do that.
So we chatted about a week ago, and you were talking about this high performance, and something clicked in my brain. I said, I just bought something about high performance, and then it started clicking, and it was Brendon Brouchards.
That's right.
So and oh wow, that's cool. Look at that. How
that is cool. It went right through.
The background goes right through it. That's
here. I'll put mine.
Oh wow, cool. So and the reason why I bought this is because he teaches principles, and that's what I believe.
Yeah.
That everybody needs, and relationships are in a lot of ways embedded in my principles. The mastermind principle, just being of service. So do you want to tell us a little bit about Brendon Brouchards and how that works into your business?
Okay, so Brendon is he is a high performance coach. He is also the founder of the High Performance Institute, which certifies people in the protocols of training others how to be a high performer. And what he did was he did the largest study ever done in the world on high performers, and he had it peer reviewed, so it's actual scientific studies, and he came up with the 6 pillars that anyone on the planet can focus on, get the tools and the strategies to stay focused on those pillars, and become a high performer. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what your sex is. It doesn't matter what your education is. It doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have. If you want to live out your dream, you must absolutely focus on these 6 pillars that have been proven to turn you into a high performer, so that you don't burn out, right? The definition, so that you don't lose your relationships along the way, or your health or your finances on your journey to become successful and live a passionate and wonderful life. And it just so aligns with what I believe, what humans are capable of, what we were created to do and achieve on this planet. And there's a faster way to get there than the old school of hard knocks, right? Yes. So
that's awesome. I'm listening.
So looking for the tools that make sure that I'm clear on where I'm headed, and I'm getting there fast without burning me out or destroying anybody along the way, just totally rocks my world. I have to confess, I'm a personal development junkie.
Oh my God. I think they have a 12-step program for that.
I've probably taken it. So anything that makes the meaning of your life, the purpose of your life align, that creates health, whether we're talking mental health, emotional health, relational health, financial health, spiritual health, anything that helps you be all that you were created to be. I want to know what it is. I'm going to try it, and then I'm going to teach people how to do it.
And when you teach people, you actually become your best student. That's what happens with me. So yeah. I could see why you're so happy.
Oh, absolutely.
But I want to backtrack a second, because I love your definition of high performance. Because in my experience, I've seen a lot of miserable rich people.
Yes.
And because in order to get where they wanted to get, they had to make sacrifices. They don't know their kids, and they just lost out on life, because they were just chasing, the money, the wealth, the power, whatever it is. So it's definitely nice to be, because that's not what I thought this was. I thought this was just like another program, and I have a program, but I'm definitely going to read this now. I'm going to put it on my bookshelf and definitely read it. But where was I going with that? I forgot. Brain freeze.
People lose the meaning and what actual success is on the pathway, because they're missing one of those pillars, and one of those pillars is clarity. Like, what am I?
Oh, great.
Well,
yeah. Well, and that's what I teach that too, and I call it a definite chief aim, because you got to, what do you want to get out of this? What's your end game? But do you want to share what these 6 pillars are? You want to hold that in?
No. Here, the 6 pillars are on the back of the book. Clarity,
Ah,
energy, necessity, productivity, influence, and courage. And so what you do is in high performance coaching, you actually go through one of these pillars a week and you get the tools and you're trying them all week long and you're moving, like I was talking about that next level. Every week you're moving the next level because you're focusing on the pillars that will actually create high performance within you. Instead of, how many books do you have on your your bookshelf, right?
it's endless.
Like,
Oh yeah.
how many I have, right? I have many, many books. I told you I was a personal development junkie, but if you figure out the things you were supposed to focus on to take your life, your performance, your fulfillment, your success and wealth and relationships to the next level, and then ignore all the other things, obviously you'll get there faster, right?
It makes sense. You just described what I do for a business.
Wow.
I want people to get to the money faster. And I just see all these distractions and obstacles, and I have a way of, taking the stuff away. And so now I definitely get what you're saying. And you just told me something else that I didn't know about this. Maybe I should actually read what the book's about next time.
The book is packed with stories and tools and understandings, and it is absolutely worth a read. It will transform your life if you allow it to. But I just want to respond to what you said, Joe. What an amazing gift you have to look at someone's business to look at someone's business and get them to the money faster, because without the money, they're not in business. What an amazing gift you have for business.
Thank you. I told somebody actually today, a client, I said it's a God-given gift. I don't know. It's like a puzzle. Seriously, it's almost like a puzzle. And I get clarity from it. I'm like, all you got to do is this. You take away this, and it is a gift, and I get to do it all the time. And even for myself, because
what does it feel like when you can do that for a client?
Oh my God. That's why I get why you're so happy. You're doing this all the time. But let me ask you a question now, because now you got me really interested in this. So I have my own program. I talk about it. I have 13 principles, and I go through one every week, and I focus. So when I looked at this, I'm like, I'm already doing a lot of this stuff. Could I do this in addition to what I'm already doing?
What a brilliant question. Absolutely. Absolutely. And okay, so you're talking about how you built your own programs based on your own unique gift and your own unique talents, and the way that your brain brilliantly comes up with answers for what you were created to do. Well, we're playing with purpose right now, right?
I like how you said that, about especially the brilliant part.
Absolutely. Hey, your gifts are brilliant. Well, all of our gifts are brilliant. I completely believe that we are absolutely unique. Every single person on the planet ever born is completely unique and has a gift that no one else can replace. And if you don't know what your gift is, this is where life feels hard and the joy isn't there. Like, you're experiencing the joy in me. The joy is there when it's hard, because I know I'm doing what I was created to do. And even though it's hard, I'm going to have this amazing fulfillment from doing what I was created to do. So hard actually has nothing to do with it, right? I don't measure whether or not something is hard. It doesn't correlate to whether or not you're on track. That's not it at all.
Are you talking about hard, like, and you have to go through the work and the pain?
Sure. I mean, how many successful companies, businesses have gone bankrupt and come back and skyrocketed, right?
Yeah, you're talking my language. I'm
You
like,
got it. So hard. Don't measure whether or not you're successful by how hard it is. It's wrong measurements. That's why this is so valuable to me, because he tells you what to measure things against. He tells you what to focus on. He tells you what tools to use so that you're not distracted, taken off track, and measuring things based off of the wrong parameters. And I too have my own programs. Even though I'm a certified high performance coach, I take people through Brendon's program, which is powerful beyond all get out. But I have my own programs that I built as well, because Brendon's not me and he doesn't have my gifts.
good point.
I have relationship programs, and I have coaching programs, and I have all these things that I've learned in my journey that I can make your journey quicker, faster, more meaningful, get you your breakthrough fast, right? Like, I can't replace Brendon. I can't replace Tony Robbins. I can't replace you, and you people can't replace me.
No, and that's great, and that's in line with what you said about everybody's unique, and we all have our gifts. And you hit the nail on the head. I mean, you said things in ways that I never heard them, but they're true. What you described, not knowing what your gifts are. And, that's not a fun place to be. And it's so, how does somebody, because it might sound like a simple thing to do, but I know for me it wasn't, to figure out exactly what I wanted to do, what I could do. Am I like out of the norm, or is it normal for people to like not really know what their gifts are?
Completely normal, 100% normal. I actually have a program that unveils your purpose. It's a step-by-step program for you to discover what your purpose is. And I used to tell clients, like, so it's like this, like, here's your purpose. And you're like, wait, what am I doing? I don't understand. And I get to come along and go, look, there it is. There it is. Because the truth is, everybody who interacts with you can see what your purpose is. They can see where your gifts and talents are. They can see it shine out of you. You couldn't hide it if you wanted to. Everybody's been telling you, but there's just things in the way or distractions about the way you think you should go through the process that make it a long, hard, yucko process. But honestly, I'll give you a couple questions for your audience. Remember I told you I wanted them to walk away with some tools that would make a difference. So I'm going to give you a couple questions right now to clarify your purpose like that. Okay. The first one, everybody's heard this. Whenever you talk about purpose, they say, what lights you up? What do you love doing? Okay. So that's absolutely a valid question when it comes to purpose. Now, let me give you the ninja question. What terrifies you and makes you want to throw up when you want to do it? It's the thing that causes a strong reaction in you, whether it's positive or negative, that you are here to solve. So when the riots are going on right now, and everything in you rises up and says, I gotta fix this, it's wrong, we have stepped on part of your purpose.
Really?
It's strong emotional reaction that you cannot hold back. And I really don't care if it's positive or negative.
Wow.
So hearing what you do and what your amazing gift is for businesses, I could very easily guess that when people are not making money in their business and they're on this long, slow train to hell, it probably irks you beyond anything. And you're like, oh my God, can I help them?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Damn. No, I'm thinking about it. It's on my website. I've been on a crusade of trying to stop so many businesses from failing.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank God.
And it did for a long time. It got me sick seeing my clients struggle. And I didn't understand why. I was like, they're working hard, they're doing good things, they're honest, and they're dying broke.
Yeah. And it's wrong. And in the core of your being, it's wrong. And you've got to do something about it.
And yeah. Wow. So you mentioned the riots, and I watched that video, and I couldn't work for 3 days. I mean, that really struck a nerve with me. And I know that one of my friends here, Elizabeth, is watching, and she actually was in a mastermind meeting with me, and I was really upset. So are you saying that somehow that has something to do with my purpose?
I am saying that somehow making things right, or protecting people, or protecting the businesses that are being destroyed that have nothing to do, is being stepped on, and your soul knows, I'm here to fix that and I can't take it.
Wow.
Now your job becomes, all right, how do I make a difference in this thing that just, steps on my heart, steps on my soul, and create great good instead of create great destruction?
Wow, this is I'm so glad Haley asked me to interview you. So I actually made a breakthrough tonight. I am on Facebook Live in the Women's Entrepreneur Network, where I could actually be interactive.
Wow.
And if you watched any of mine, I haven't been able to do this successfully. So I want to give if you're in the Women's Entrepreneur Network and you're with us live, you can actually tonight post a question for Genie, and she can answer it. So this is a major breakthrough for me, and this everything falls into place. So let me just say, okay, so Beth writes, what pulls on my heartstrings when I hear someone who's suffering so badly because of self-esteem issues. I'm just going to paraphrase this. It's long. Okay, so basically she sees people that have low self-esteem and wants to help them, pull themselves up. You want to respond to that?
What a gorgeous gift. What an absolutely stunning gift. The idea, so here's what I would say. What was her name? Forgive me?
Beth.
Beth.
She wants to give them a hug and reassure them.
Here's what I would say to you, Beth. Hug and reassuring only last as long as you're hugging. So take this amazing heart that you have to build people, to bring connection and security, and educate yourself on how to build people up so that they get to the next level. They don't depend upon your hugs. Your gift has something to do with building others, with bringing comfort, and with growing other people. So just feel that in your heart, what I just said, and give me a little, did that resonate with you? Do you have an idea of where you might want to go now?
Okay. I will let you know. I had to refresh. So. That's okay. This is exciting. So we'll see if okay. So Beth says she's trying to become a happiness coach. Perfect. Yeah, she said, understood. Wow, I got to tell you, I'm really proud of myself that I got this far with Facebook Lives.
I'm proud of you as well. I'm thrilled that you did the work so that I can enjoy it.
You can benefit from it, and so does everybody else. But I'm actually saying this because I do a bunch of masterminds and just meetings, and I'm finding out that a lot of people are afraid of doing this. Yeah. And I was terrified. So I'm trying to tell people, listen, if I could do this, anyone can do it. So, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Well, you get even more points, Joe, because the truth is, public speaking is the number one fear for humans. The number one fear, even over death. Like, they're more afraid of public speaking than they are of death.
They'd rather be in the coffin than giving the eulogy, right?
Right? And also, right now, with what's going on in the world, there's such anger, and there's such distrust, and there's such angst in the world right now that pretty much anything you say, anything anybody says, is going to get attacked because of the level of anger. So you put that kind of fear on top of the normal one of being a public speaker, and you get kudos for doing this, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Well, it took work. It took time. It took practice. Haley Gray made it very easy for me. She basically tricked me into it. and that's the truth.
All right.
But I want to talk about the relationship part of your business. And I love the fact that you have your own thing, and you have Brendon Brouchards. And I'm sort of like, okay, so what would you do first? I mean, do you like commingle them? Do you say, oh, no, you need this program, or you need this program?
Okay, I do a little bit of both depending upon what the client needs. So if it's a business issue, right, I want to outperform in my business, in my work, in my career, then we enter through the high performance coaching. If my marriage is falling apart because I'm succeeding at work and I've got nothing when I get home, we come in through the program called Relationship Revolution. And in Relationship Revolution, what I do is I have a program just for men, Relationship Revolution for Men, which is being rebranded. And then I have a program just for women, Relationship Revolution for Women. And what I do is I teach women how men work, how they think, how they operate, what's normal and healthy and strong for a man, which most women attack or feel attacked by. And then I turn it around and I teach men how women work, because women are the 100% opposite of men. And most of the problems that men have with women is because they're not acting like men. They don't get to the point. They don't have a point.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. My friend Craig Duswalt does 2 big events. He's like a marketing guy, and he's like out of the box marketing, and he always has these 2 slides about a book that what is it now? Everything you need to know about a man, and it's blank, and then they bring out the everything you need to know about a woman, and it's like and it's like, this is only the first volume. So you're going to tell me that you could actually explain to me how women work?
Absolutely. So you had mentioned, do I have an offer? So let me tell you, I am a best-selling author, and here's my book. It's called How to Win Her and Influence Him.
Oh, wow.
This little book teaches men how women work and women how men work. And what
I'm ordering that.
And you can get a copy of it as my gift. Okay.
Really?
And I'll tell you well, just go to my website, myrelationshipgenie.com/free book. And you can get a copy of it as my gift. Anybody who needs the book. Because I really am out to change the world. And I think if I can change relationships, then I can change the way work is done. I can change the way marriages and families and teams and countries and nations, and I can change the world if I can change the way people relate to each other. Yes? So
absolutely.
But what I did was I took the top 5 problems men typically have with women, And I just wrote, okay, so this is what she's doing. This is what she needs to hear. Do this step, say these words, do it 3 times a week at this time of the day. I mean,
Oh, wow.
I broke it down. This is why she's doing what she's doing. This is what she needs. And then I took the next chapters and I wrote the 5 top problems women have with men. And I explained, okay, this is how his body chemistry works. This is how his brain is processing what you're asking him for. This is how he makes decisions. So he's going to actually go through this, this, and this before he answers you. So when you say, honey, how was your day? You're going to get good. And you're going to get that. And that's normal man. And I'm going to tell you what he's doing in his brain when he's doing that. That's not broken man. That's not man who's hiding anything from you. That's not man who has a problem with you. That just to begin to understand how different we are can absolutely transform relationships, whether they're at work or at home. And then I threw in an inspirational chapter for men and an inspirational chapter for women. And then at the end of the book, I threw in a chapter on how male and female dynamics show up at work, because it's going to happen when you're in a relationship with the opposite of you. So you should know what's going on and what the tools and the strategies are so that you can together do something more magnificent than you could do apart.
Wow. I mentioned that I participate in mastermind groups, and I'm just wondering if how would that, the relationships in the mastermind, is that like anything different?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
So all you got to do to answer your question, Joe, even though you have a mastermind and you have men and women in the mastermind, think of a few relationship problems that happen in the mastermind. Just throw one at me.
Oh, the other day, some guy came into the mastermind. He had no shirt on. He didn't follow the rules, and it wasn't a good. Yeah, we don't want that guy in the mastermind.
That's true. That's totally inappropriate for a mastermind, even though he thinks, it's a new world with COVID-19. It's not that new of a world. But here's what I can tell you. I can tell you that the women were offended and the men were more than likely angry. And those are normal, differing reactions in the different chemical systems that we inhabit. A woman would get hurt and offended, whereas a man would get angry and want to fix it. So a woman thinks, well, why don't you hang on to your temper? And a man thinks, well, why are you such a wuss? Like, get over it. It's not
I can't wait to read this book. So
what I love about the work is if I can get you to see how a woman was created to work and why she's working that way and the amazing gift it brings to your life, instead of being irritated by it, asking her to get over it or stop it or trying to fix her. And if I can do the same thing for women, like, this is how men were created to work, and you're not ever going to change that. And if you want him to turn into a woman, would you want that anyway? Like, would that work for you? Then don't go looking for a man if that's what's going to work for you, because it'll never work. Does it make sense? I found out that probably, in my estimation, having done this work for so long, my guess is about 98% of the problems in relationships are really male-female dynamics. We're just judging each other for not acting the way we act.
Okay. I'm trying. Elizabeth posted the link to your book in the chat. So thanks again, Elizabeth. And I just want to mention we have like 10, 15 minutes left. So if you want to post a question for Genie Goodwin here, now is your chance. And Genie, just so I don't forget and we don't run out of time, how do people contact you?
So
I know Elizabeth put your website up there. But
yeah, so my website is myrelationshipgenie.com. And honestly, Joe, my relationship genie came about because my clients would say, "You fix this like that. It's amazing what you do. It's like having a relationship genie in my pocket. You're like my relationship genie." That's where that came from. My clients calling me that. So that's my website, myrelationshipgenie.com. And also, if you'd like to apply for a certified high performance coaching strategy session, which is my gift to you, you can go to my website, myrelationshipgenie.com/strategy-session. So for those of you who would really like to have maybe an hour with me, you can apply on that page and the time, and you're a great fit for me. I will reach out with my calendar and I'll see how I might be able to do it. So that's how.
okay. Can you give us that that address again? I'm going to try to type it in the chat here.
myrelationshipgenie.com.
Okay.
/strategy-session. So you're going to apply for a strategy session. Okay. And it will absolutely be my gift to you, no charge.
Oh, no. Strategy. Okay.
And I will only be able to give as many as the openings on my calendar. So if you want to do that, I would suggest you go apply and get it on the list early.
Okay, wait a second. Something went wrong. Oh, sorry about that. So what did you just say, Janie?
I said I will only be able to give out as many as openings in my calendar, right? So
okay.
So go apply. And let me just tell you this. I've already mentioned this a couple of times. My desire is that if you have any interaction with me whatsoever, your life is bettered. So if you go do the assessment that it will require you to do, the assessment all by itself will help you get more clear on what's going on in your life. So you will get value regardless of whether or not you can get onto my calendar.
Okay, I got you. Thank you. I don't know if I put the URL in there right. So no, it's saying not found. But can you go back afterwards, Janie, and put that in?
Sure. Here, let's see if I can do it.
Oh, okay. So on the relationships, when the first note I wrote was, what about our relationship with ourselves?
What a great question.
Deal with that? Because, in my journey, I found out that, I didn't really like myself too much. and it's hard hanging out with somebody 24/7 that you don't like.
Yeah, very true. It really is. Perfectly human, natural, normal. Most of us feel that at some point in our lives.
So go ahead.
So I think it's a clarity issue. Remember, we're talking about the pillars of high performance. I think it's a clarity issue of what you're focused on. If I just take the discussion back to what's going on in the United States right now, the rioting, the protesting, the deaths of the Black people, the wanting to defund the police departments, the Democrats against the Republicans, it goes on and on and on, right? In the midst of all that awful, rips my heart out what people are going through and of course COVID-19, right? We can't forget that, right? And the deaths. In the midst of all of that, the pollution has gone down. Cities are transforming the way they have traffic patterns to incorporate more exercise and more parks. You can see the sky for the first time. You can see clear water for the first time in decades. The corporations, if you watch TV for any length of time at all, the corporations are spending millions and millions and millions of dollars to try to help anybody who needs help, whether it's food or schools, or right? I mean, the amount of good. And then of course, the people standing up for Black Lives Matter all over the place, the policemen kneeling with the protesters, the amount of good going on in the amount of bad going on, it's all there. But what determines how you walk through it is what you're focused on. You can focus on the amazing good that's in you, that's always been in you and dying to get out, or you can focus on all the mistakes you've ever made and the mistakes you haven't made yet, but you hope you won't make, right?
Make again.
It's your focus and getting clear on who you are, more importantly, who you want to be. Because who you want to be is up to you and nobody else. So when
awesome.
you've got an internal problem, if I can get your focus on there's good in you and who do you want to be and get you moving in that direction, everything changes, including you.
Awesome. You know, I really like, I'll bring this back to what you were saying about, you know, what you know, the emotion that drives you, you know, that's what I wish I knew that 30 years ago, 35 years ago, because, no, honestly, because what happened to me was, you know, when I looked back at my life, and I actually put my life on Post-its. Oh, that's cool.
That is
anyway. I was having, you know, memories about, let me just, every job that I had, I put on a Post-it. And then I saw a pattern. It's like the same thing was happening over and over again over the last 25, you know, the kind of client I got. And I had a problem with him. Then I fired him. And then 2 years later, I have the same kind of client, the same situation. So, you know, what that tells me is I wasn't in the right place. I wasn't in the right place. So hopefully, you know, if you're watching this, you know, maybe you're getting some aha moments like I am. This is, you know, your objective when you started this is working. It's I'm good. I'm walking away better than I was an hour ago.
Beautiful.
So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
You know, there's never enough time to go into everything. I'm actually probably going to go back and watch this again because you said so many good things, and I appreciate that.
Wow.
So
I'm honored.
Yeah. No, I'm like I said, I'm glad. No, there are no coincidences. You know, I'm so glad that Haley connected us. And what would you say? What kind of like parting? You said so many great things. Parting words of wisdom, advice on, you know, how people can get on the. You know, I'm interested in how I can get on that high performance fast track thing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Then go get yourself a strategy session with me while you can, and I'll take you through how you can get into certified high performance coaching. And if you're, you know, if you're not up for coaching, get the book. Brendon poured his heart. This is so filled with wisdom. Get Brendon's book, High Performance Habits. Brendon Brouchards. He is the founder of the High Performance Institute. Amazing man, absolutely amazing. So heart-centered, absolutely adores people, wants to make the world a better place. I'm honored to be one of his certified high performance coaches. It's really great when you can look up to your mentors, right? And yes.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I'm in a large mastermind group. In California, we got 200 people in it.
Whoa!
And a lot of them are fans of Brendon Brouchards.
Yeah.
And Craig talks about him all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, a lot of people. Yeah, he's the real deal.
He's the real deal.
You know, I just look at him like, you know what? He's not faking it. He did this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he walked the walk. So
yeah. And I don't train anybody in any tools that I haven't used and made sure work for me before I give them to anybody else, whether it's my relationship stuff or my high performance stuff. I mean, come on, I'm here to make a difference. So I need to make sure that I do that it works and it makes a difference.
All right. This has been great. So Genie Goodwin, the world's longest practicing coach, business coach. She's been doing it from before they even were doing coaching.
Yeah.
I mean, we had sports coaches and other coaches, but and that basically goes to what you were saying. It was just like you found your purpose a long time ago.
Yeah.
So that's a blessing.
Yeah.
So
absolute blessing.
Again, go to what was that URL again? One more time.
MyRelationshipGenie.com. And to get the free book, it's /free book. To get a strategy session, it's /strategy-session. MyRelationshipGenie.com.
Thank you so much, Genie Goodwin. This is
absolute pleasure.
Joe DiChiara. That's our story. We're sticking with it. Go to mastermindwithjoedichiara.com and visit us for some free mastermind sessions. It'll be worth every penny you pay for it. All right. So have a good night. God bless. And thank you.
God bless.